We always get your evaluation immediately after the game, but you haven't seen film yet. What's your thoughts on Friday's game after being able to have a few days of looking at it?
I'm just kind of like I thought. We came out a little flat, in the first half, but that's probably the delay in the game and then getting up the next morning, going through the whole process again. I just didn't think the energy and the excitement was there. I still feel like we could have dominated the line of scrimmage a little bit better on both sides of the ball. Made a few of the little plays offensively, just inches away on a catch or and the turnovers, as well that we got to eliminate too, and then defensively create more turnovers than what we did, and just playing more physical all around is kind of what I see, with this team right now. I mean, I thought we played physical towards the end of the game, but we got to start the game more physical than what we did, this last game.
It was the first time with your new offensive coordinator in a game, at the halftime, in the locker room. Did that process of what you thought it would be like on the sideline in the locker room, was it what you thought it would be, or was it a little different just because it's somebody new?
It's crazy because I'm on the defensive side. I really don't deal much with the offensive side of the ball that much, but I felt like it was what I expected. With the iPads and all that stuff now, being able to use those in the locker room and watching film with the quarterbacks and the offensive linemen, and things are being drawn up on the board. So it is what I expected. Getting those guys ready and getting prepared for the second half, and which I think our coaches did a really good job of doing those things. Even though we didn't get the points we wanted, there's just a few little plays that if we just make, or make the right throw, we probably put a few more points up on the board. So with the safeties, I don't get to really see a lot because I'm over there with them trying to get them ready for the second half as well. But it is what I expected.
The running game, just maybe your evaluation on it and what you can do to get that a little bit better.
It's getting closer. I mean, it's real close. I mean, one time we just didn't hit the hole correctly, and another time we missed a block here and there, or didn't seal, the backside off, or get to the next level. But to me, we still got start at that front level first. Get the D line blocked, then work our way up. It's improved. I thought it improved, tremendously from last year. I thought we got more movement than we had before. That group's really playing well together, but it's always those first games, different defense than what you're used to, sitting in practice every single day, but making those adjustments in the game to things that they're doing to us. And because they gave us a lot of different fronts, a 3-man front, 5-man front, 4-man front, 2 linebackers, 1 linebacker. It was everywhere. So there's a lot of communication that goes across the board on that, and that timing, mechanism for those offensive linemen to learn on getting to the next level and when they should leave to get to the next level. So hopefully that improves this game. Coach Boland's done a great job of getting those guys prepared and ready, and I think there'll be much improvement going into the second game.
Conventional wisdom is that a team improves the most from the first game to the second game. I was wondering if you agree with that, and if so, why?
I think that was just because of the game experience. They're always so high for that first game, they kind of lose sight of what's at hand and what's in front of them, and just the focus because they're too amped to play, and they make some mistakes here and there. So, going this second game, they'll still be excited, they'll still have energy, but it'll be more of a controlled energy than anything else, and just that playing time. Actually playing the speed of the game. Where in practice you're going against scouts, which are all mainly freshmen, and they don't have the same speed as the opponent you're playing in. So I think you do make improvements because those guys have gotten used to that speed and the intensity of the game and actually playing 60 or 80 plays. So in practice we don't do that many plays in practice as well, and sometimes you're out there 6 plays, sometimes you're out there 12 plays, and in practice it's usually just 6 plays here and 6 plays there, and rotating the next group. So they actually got game feel now, so I do think there is a lot of improvement from game 1 to game 2 just because of of those things I just mentioned.
The interior defensive line was maybe the biggest question mark coming in, just because of new guys at the position. Your evaluation of that interior defense?
I thought they did really well. I mean, I really did. It was good to really see Jonah Smith, kind of step into his own role, on this football team. He's had all these injuries in the past, and he's got himself healthy, and he's done a good job, stepping in for us and filling in. But, Jacoby Wilson stepped up and done a great job. Partee got in, who's just a, redshirt freshman, and did some really, really good things for us. And, I thought Dimitri and Dietz and those guys did some good things as well. So, I mean, there's still improvement there for him to do. I still think there needs to be, more explosiveness, really hold the double teams just a little bit better. But those are things that'll come as time grows as well. I mean, it's easier in practice when you're going against, kids that are 18 years old instead of, 22 years old. And, that's the big difference right now with our guys just getting used to that strain and, and that physicality. So I think it'll improve this week. Coach Hickle will get those guys ready, and, hopefully they dominate the line of scrimmage this week.
What impresses you about Missouri Western so far from what you've seen this season?
Well, just the last 5 years when we gone and played there, right? I think we haven't beat them for 5 years, and every game's been pretty ugly for us. And we got to take care of the ball offensively, and defensively we can't give up the big play, and we got to be better on special teams. And the big impressive thing is they came back, last week against Northeastern State, who's tremendously improved this last year with their new coaching staff. So. They did a good job coming back, fighting back in that game, and find a way to win that ball game. So just their fight and their grit, and their schemes kind of give you some troubles here and there, and they play with some grit and some toughness. So that's what impresses me the most is they're just a tough, gritty group that plays pretty physical, and they're going to find any way they can to win a ball game.
There's been a team in the conference that obviously has been a thorn. It's been them. Any reason why they have been so hard to beat you guys?
It's us. When we go and play those guys, it's just the mistakes that we make in those football games that cost us. I mean, you look at last year, we first series of the game, we turn the ball over and they go down and score. Second series, we get a field or a punt blocked and they score, and then we throw a pick six and we're going into score and we turn the ball over again as well. So, it's more of just us hurting ourselves and not taking care of the ball, and then defensively giving us some plays here and there as well. But for some reason, we just don't play real well against them, and hopefully that tide turns this year. That our kids will get a little bit more focused in and locked in. They really prepare themselves for this football game and do everything that they possibly can to go win this ball game.
Last week they had a guy run for 185. When you look at him, what do you see that makes him so tough?
He's tough. He's just a hard runner. He sees the holes. Brandon Hall, as I'm assuming the kid you're talking about, he runs very, very well, sees the holes very well. His offensive line does a great job of getting seams to run through. It takes more than one guy to bring him down. He makes a lot of people miss. And so, we're going to have to gang tackle this young man and take great angles and then make sure we grab jersey and run our feet, because if you start your feet on contact, he's just going to run right through you. And if you don't take the right angle, he's going to get the angle on you and cut back on you and get extra yards. So we got to find a way to kind of keep him corralled up and, get some hits on him. And we got to gang tackle him, but he is a tough, shifty runner.
Last week you walked well the short passing game. You're going to try to use the same strategy, or what are the keys to break down the defense
just trying to figure out what they give us, offensively. I mean, I'm sure we'll have some new plays put in this week as well. But going into the game, you gotta work on your short game as well as the deep game as well, just kind of seeing what they give you, defensively. They bring a lot of pressure and playing a lot of man coverage. You got to think about taking the deep ball and trying to get some easy points on them. If they're playing a lot of soft zone coverage, you just got to take care of the ball and get the underneath routes and get first down. So our main thing is we just got to take care of the ball this week and take what they give us. If they give us, the short game, we're going to take that and not get impatient and try to throw the deep ball and get a turnover. But if they're pressing us and playing tight defense, then, we got to take some chances and then try to get some long balls as well. So to hopefully loosen them up a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see what their game plan is when they come in. But ours is, to prepare for both. And, hopefully we get some big plays on them and score some points early.
Every coach says it doesn't matter, but your team gets nationally ranked this week. Is there a certain amount of pride in the fact that Fort Hays State is looked at to that level of this is a team that deserves to be ranked?
Yeah, it is awesome, as a coach, and just seeing the work that these young men put in through the summer, through fall camp. I mean, these guys have worked really, really hard to get to that point. Now, the key is staying there and continue to climb, in the rankings, not just being satisfied with being at 24 or wherever we're at, in the AFCA one. But, that's the key right now. Yeah, I'm excited that we're in there. I'm proud of our kids for being in there, but now we got to stay humble. We got to still be hungry, and we can't be satisfied with where we're at. So we got to work to keep climbing those rankings, and then hopefully our kids will do that, through this week. And the only way to do that is by winning more ball games. So we got to stay locked in and focused if we want to get to our ultimate goal, and that's win the conference championship.
The renovations in Louisville, how does that affect you as a team in practice, in matches, if any?
We really don't notice it. I think the coaches notice the construction more than our players. When they get out there, they're ready to go to work. There's not much noise coming from that end anyway. We do most of the stuff in the north end anyway when we're competing against one another. But when our kids are at practice, they're locked in and focused and doing the things they need to do. I'm sure when beams start going up and things like that, it might change things just a little bit. But right now, when it's just dirt work and guys are under the ground, you don't see them much. So it might eventually affect us, but hopefully these kids are mature enough to not let that happen.
expected, home opener, obviously Mother Nature intervened, and then Friday, not as many people in the stands. How much does a team feed off the crowd?
Yeah, a ton. We feed off our fans tremendously. I mean, that gives us energy. That just gives us a little more intensity to play with, a little more pride as well, when the fans are there. I thought we still had a pretty good turnout, under the circumstances that we were put in. I thought our freshmen did a really good job of sitting in the stands and heckling our opponent. But I feel like the home side there is what I expected, just a 1:30 game, on a Friday when everybody's still working. There's not going to be very many people there, but we do feed off our fans, and I hope they come out this Saturday and support us, and great things happen.
You check the weather forecast?
I will not. When I checked it last time, it was clear, but last time I checked it, the last game, I'm not going to check those things anymore. Just go with the flow and see what happens.